Let's bring in Gaz. Gaz, good morning. How are you, sir?
What's up, boys?
What a time here in Edmonton, Gaz. It just gets crazier and crazier.
Never a day without some drama where you guys are. Oh, it's unreal. It's unreal, boys.
It's unbelievable, man. It's just like there's no downtime. It's nuts. It's like 3 weeks away from free agency, and we're just like waiting for a coach to be investigated.
Can't complain.
Can't
complain. Our plates are full.
And Edmonton sports, we're loving it. Like,
not one, but two in a row. Two somewhat investigations in a row on their back-to-back coaches. It's been crazy. I always talk about the parallels between the Leafs and living here and where you guys are in Toronto. It's been crazy to see how the search has been handled for a head coach by the different management teams and just like the directions they've gone in, and also the way the media has reacted to the people that they've brought in, or at least that, the public has heard they've brought in. And it's like, it's funny, like every coach at a time, I think you judge. Like, I think there was even one from you, Dusty, yesterday when they found out Jim Hiller got interviewed, and you're like, what? Like, we're like, what are we doing here? But at this point, when it's gone on for so long, that's what you're kind of grabbing on to whatever they're serving up. And like, I'm sure you're going to ask about Babs. Like, I first and foremost for me, like, I wanted to know if it was real first. I didn't want to try to like waste breath or like be talking about this if this wasn't even a real thing. And like, this is real. Like, this is real. I don't know if this is happening, but this is definitely real. At first, I don't love that. I'll say that. I'll get to this in a second. But I think what for me makes me feel a little better about it potentially happening is that the guys are on board. And when I say the guys, I mean what sounds like the trio of
the core,
97, the core, which is kind of bizarre in and of itself that they're in and involved in it. I don't blame them at all just because of how the last couple have gone. I don't blame them in wanting a hand in the future of what's happening here, but I don't think it's incredibly normal. I don't think it's a very normal thing to have players in and around when you're making these decisions. But in saying that, if these three guys sat there and talked to this guy, and apparently, I know some stuff and I don't, but I don't know a ton. And if they sat in there and talked to this guy and they felt good about coming out of it, like I feel good about coming out of it. But I wasn't in that room. I wasn't in those conversations. If you'll just let me continue for a second here. I just like, the reason I don't love it is because I think the way I am now and the job I have now and the way I talk about hockey and the way I analyze hockey is based off my experiences of when I played. And when I played, I found out the hardest way possible that the NHL is a privilege. Do you know how many times I was told the NHL is a privilege? It's a privilege to be here. You don't get a ton of second chances. You don't get any second chances for some guys. Some guys you get a shot and that's it. But after a couple chances, I mean, if you mess up, if you do whatever it is, like there's not a ton of people coming and offering you a job, support, whatever it is after a certain amount of time. And it's like, it just seems like a double standard for some of these older coaches and stuff, where it's like, how many chances are you going to get in a league where players like me were told throughout their whole career that it's a privilege to be here and don't mess this up, right? I remember sitting there at 30 years old, jobless, calling every GM in hockey, asking just for a tryout, not even getting calls back. They talk, right? They talk. And after a while, it's like, okay, this kid's not going to be in here anymore. He's not an NHLer anymore. And I just see, I don't know. I see guys that continue to get chance after chance after chance. And I think if you look at Babs and his history and some of the stuff that's coming out now, it seems like he ultimately, like, at the end of the day, he cares about wins and losses. Like, he cares about winning, and he'll do whatever he thinks he needs to do to get the team in that direction. So maybe these guys want that. Maybe these guys like that. They want someone like that. Like, that's where my mind goes. But I don't know, man. For a guy that was told for a long time that it's a privilege to be here, you only get so many chances. It seems like there's guys that get 100.
There's so much to unpack about this whole story. And like, the interesting thing to me is what kind of popped up yesterday, in that they Frank Seravalli, I think, tweeted out that the NHL has these receipts beyond just going through the phones in Columbus. like there's something else that was the reason that he was fired, that if Babcock steps back now, they won't even investigate it. And I'm hoping that when he sat down and chatted with Connor and Leon or whoever, he was fully like, if they find out that there was something else
that he didn't
even bring up, then I mean, you obviously are going to take yourselves out of this conversation. But you said it, Cass, Gaz, like he had his second chance. And he didn't even get to coach a game in it. You know what I mean? Like, technically, I guess his third. So when the news first broke, I was live on Oil Stream at the time, and Hernan handed me the phone. I said, "No, this isn't real. Like, what's going on here?" And then the story just continues to get more and more murky. So, I mean, I don't know where it goes from here. But you brought up the other point that I find very interesting, because Stan Bowman, when they fired Knobloch, was asked about how the core would be involved in searching for the next coach. And he said, well, they're not going to be in the interview, but they would be consulted on the process. But it's come out that they chatted directly with Babcock. Rashog said they chatted with Laviolette. Stoff last night said they've certainly chatted with more than just Babcock. And you're right. I get it. It's Connor, it's Leon. They've been through a lot. They're dedicated to winning here. But I don't think that's normal. And I also said on the show this morning, like, you sit there and you want a coach to hold your group accountable, but how much can he hold you accountable if, like, you're the ones who are hiring him? Like that's got to be a weird vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't disagree. I will say, to preface a bit, like, it's not normal, but I also don't think it's unrare. Like, I do think this stuff happens.
Like, it happens sometimes.
I just don't. It's just not the normal. It's just a normal thing. And I just think what's happening in Edmonton and what they're going through right now is a incredibly unique situation, especially with the length of Connor's deal and just the window they have. But yeah, I think it puts everybody in a bit of a tough spot, man. Like, I don't know. There's so much to unpack, in the sense that I just hope they did their due diligence, and I hope they talked to the right people, and going all the way back to, like, Detroit, man, and like hearing guys like Johan Franzen talk about his experience. Like, I just hope all these people were consulted and they're doing their due diligence. But I will say, like, as soon as, like, Brantford's right down the street here, that was big news here when Babcock Jr. got hired.
Yeah.
Like, I knew when that happened.
By the Hyman family, right? Like,
yes, exactly.
One, right, Rick? I said this yesterday.
Nice.
That's the one. Like, I'm against the bringing back of Babcock here. The only hiccup I have in the whole thought process is Zach Hyman seems like one of the best dudes of all time. And if he's
that's where I go with this,
right? Like, it's so weird to me.
As soon as it happened, whatever it was last week, and they announced him on the press conference, like, that's when the hamster wheel up top for me started going a bit. I was like, I wonder if the dad was around, if there's, like, even just been, like, conversations about what he's doing these days. And then obviously the two get linked together. But, like, Himes, for me, one of the coolest dudes I've ever met, one of, like, the best teammates, like, one of those guys to where, like, there's guys in hockey you can ask a lot of people about, and a lot of them 9 out of 10 will give you good, and there's one bad. I've never heard a teammate of Zach's say one crappy thing about him. Like, this guy is beloved by his teammates and everybody that he puts the jersey on with. And that's where I go back to my first thing. And I'm like, if this guy's sitting here and he talked to him and he's the one who, like, asked him different things, whatever it was, situations, scenarios, and, like, he got the check mark from him, he got the thumbs up, like, maybe that makes me feel, like, a little better about it. He's like on record for saying he's one of, if not his favorite coach of all time when he was here in Toronto, which is crazy because that's when that Marner stuff happened. Yeah. And then that Marner stuff died down. And then Nazem Kadri wrote a book that came out a couple of years ago, and he, like, wrote in detail that story about Marner writing down the names and showing it to the things we never, and I say we as, like, the public, like, we never really knew if that was, like, folklore or whatever it was. And then Kadri in his book, like, outlined detail for detail exactly what happened. And it's like one of the craziest stories I've ever heard. It's one of the craziest things I've ever heard a coach do, to be honest. But, like, I'm not surprised. Listen, like, I said this the other day on the radio, dude. I played for a Mike Babcock disciple. That's my experience. I played for Todd McClellan. It's hard. They're hard days, man. They're hard days. Like, he grinds you. He really grinds you. I didn't experience anything like that where it was like, macho head games where he was asking me to write down any teammates or anything. But there was certainly some stuff that went down where I was just like, I don't love that. Like, I don't love the way that interaction went down, like, at all. So like, going back to Toronto, like, yeah, maybe he does some stuff, but I don't know. I just feel like Zach Hyman, Leon's the one too. I said this to my younger brother. Leon to me is one of the best judges of character I've ever met. He is the type of guy where he'll sit there, and you guys know him in the media and see how he reacts and talks then. He's as dry and as honest as it gets. If he doesn't like something, he's going to tell you. And for those three guys to sit down and talk to another human being and to walk away being like, we need this guy, that says a lot for me.
Well, and just to get away from the toxicity and everything like that, we've all heard about all the former players who don't like him due to all the stuff that he's done off. But getting to the Zach Hyman point, I know Kelvin in our nasty chat says Biron was on Reed's show yesterday. He said Babcock is as good a coach as Cooper. Let's just get to the coaching aspect of it, I guess. Not put all the other stuff aside. Say he does get hired. I mean, what can Oilers fans expect? And is he the guy to ultimately get this team as it's constructed right now over the hump?
My phone is on the charger, but one of the texts I have says best X's and O's guy I've ever had in my life. Knows the game better than anybody else. So he actually originally started at the University of McGill, by the way, too. And guys would reach out to him. So then my brother played for McGill. So when my brother was there, he would send them charts and all this stuff. And not just that, he was like supplying NHL guys in the league when he was there. Like, people go to him for guidance and systems and teaching and coaching stuff. Like, there might, I've never played for him, I don't know the guy, but from what I've heard, might not be one of, or if not the most, smartest guys in the game. So that's not taken away from any of the toxicity, but I do think this is another thing too. Well, when did he win his cup? 2000.
It's 2008, and since Lidstrom retired, he's only won one series. Yeah. So who in the league now was in the league in 2008? Is that a crazy question? Is there I would say right off the top of my head, Jordan Stahl was still doing great things.
Jordan Stahl, Corey Perry for sure. Corey Perry's been in the league for 100 years.
Sid was there then.
Actually, he took Corey Perry to 07. He took him to the Cup Final with Anaheim.
That was the J.S. Jaguar year, yeah.
More than ever, I've talked to you guys about this before. More than ever, I just think half the battle, 3/4 of the battle with coaches these days about connecting with your players, not just your core, not just your captains, but your younger players. And maybe this is okay for like your top skill guys, but you have to remember you have a whole core of depth players. You have a whole group of guys that'll be in and out of the lineup the whole year. Guys that'll be in and up and down from Bakersfield the whole year. Are these guys going to get treated the same as everybody else? And is it just like, is it one giant standard for everybody? That's kind of like, I don't know. That's kind of where my mind goes.
Well, therein lies the concern, because that's been like it's been players that have kind of been on the cusp.
100%. And to follow on to that, it's like, yeah, Perry, Stahl, the entirety of the league has basically been replaced.
Yep.
So like, do you know these players? Do you know these players? Do you know how they operate? Do you know how they think? Like, they're different. They're not like they used to be. I'd
argue a lot of players are different from just when he last coached to now, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. A lot of players
they're just the way you have to coach, the way you have to criticize, the way you have to motivate. It's flipped on its head. And you can be old school if you want, but there does need have to be a bit of human touch and human empathy. And I guess we'll just see. Like, I feel like we're wasting a ton of breath on something too that, this might not even happen. Right. And we'll be sitting back and we're just,
then we'll get 2 weeks to talk about a different coach. And that's where I wanted to go next, guys. So it was reported that Bruce Cassidy was the number one choice. Couldn't talk to him. Then, they said the entire organization says Babcock's their guy. The NHL is now going to investigate. They might not even be able to get him.
No timeline.
And no timeline on. So I don't know how long they have to wait. Maybe the NHL wants to drag it out to the point where the others just are like, screw it, we'll hire somebody else. But what do you think the next step? What do you think the plan is if they can't get Babcock? Is it just Berube? Is it like, what else? What do you do then?
I'll say this. So going back to Toronto, they've interviewed now publicly 55 coaches, which I think for a new general manager coming in, like I'm laughing too. It's a lot of coaches. But like for a new GM that's been out of the league for a couple of years, what a blessing to be able to sit there and have 55 of some really, really good hockey conversations with some of the smartest people, smartest, brightest, newest people around. And that's where I'll go with that, is like, there are so many smart, qualified hockey people out there that are just begging for an opportunity. And I feel like we go back to the well a couple times. I have a lot of respect for some of the older guys in the league and what they've done, but there's a lot of cool young people out there doing some really cool things and have a lot of really good insights on the game. And I just hope they're talking to everyone, because they're in no rush. Who care? I don't care about a team having a coach for the draft. I don't think that has a ton to do with it. I think it helps, but I don't think it's mandatory. Just take your time, man. Like, I get it. There's nothing really else to talk about right now. You're going to be able to just dissect every candidate. But my only thing would just be like, I hope they're taking their time, and I hope they're just doing their due diligence with everything. Because I just think there's so many smart hockey people out there. Look at what Pittsburgh's a great example for me. I had no idea who the heck Dan Muse was before they hired him. He's got an aging core that that team had no business being in the playoffs. I'll just say it like that. And they played out crazy outside their expectations. Just an example of a guy that nobody really knew of outside of maybe the Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania area. Go find some people, go with some good hockey chats, man. See what people are talking about.
This has been a great conversation. I got one more question for you. It might even be more difficult to get a read on than what we've been discussing, but what do you expect in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final?
It's unreal, boys, isn't it? Like, I think now we're down to a best of 3, obviously. I always have liked Carolina. I just think the longer you get in a battle with them, their whole saying is, we're going to drag you out to the deep water. We'll grab your ankles in the shallow water and pull you all the way out. That's a Shane Gostisbehere thing. And I think just as it goes here, man, watching them kind of just attack game at a time has been fun to watch. I hope I'm not leaning or sounding biased coming off of Carolina. Would love to see my guy Taylor Hall lift one at some point, but it's been an absolute blast to watch.
Scoring, buddy.
Crazy. Honestly, I love that guy. He's a freaking man. Good to see him playing some good hockey. He's so funny, dude. He's just the man. I hope the best for him and Jordan Stahl and Rod Brindamore. These guys have a bunch of classy dudes, but it's been some great hockey. No lead is safe and no team's out of the fight, man. So I'll be on the couch ready for it again tonight. And then we're getting all set for FIFA here in the city. We got the Canada game
out there, hey?
Yeah, it's starting to get wild. It's starting to get crazy. And tomorrow is going to be an absolute gong show in the city.
Are you taking in the match?
Canada plays at 3. I'll definitely be watching it. It's just whether I want to go. No, God, I'm not going to the game. No, absolutely no chance. I might be at an establishment out there watching it somewhere. Hopefully the sun's shining, and go Canada. It should be fun, man. Nice. It's good stuff.
Good stuff, man. We appreciate it as always. Awesome segment. We'll chat with you in a little bit.
Thanks, boys.
There you go. That's Luke Gazdic. How good is that guy?